Sonia Davis, and we are broadcasting to all four corners of the world. And I'm coming to you live from Lathrop Village, Michigan, home of the Big D, the Big Motor City. And I'm part of the MLM Superheroes team where we practice quantum physics mind mastery by way of millionaire mentoring. And simply put, that means if you master your mind, you'll master your bank account. But before we get started, I just wanted to say that, we have a phenomenal team of leaders in our group that are, helping take us all to the next level. And I am so proud and so grateful to be part of such a dynamic team whose ultimate goal is the success of each and every person on our team. So a big, big shout out to the MLM Superheroes team. Okay, so let's get going. And tonight, we're going to talk about how to create customized graphics for your Kalatu blog. Oh, let me turn on the video. Sorry about that. And the reason that you would want to start doing customized graphics is because with the Kalatu blog, or with any blog, when you initially set up a blog, it's pretty much out of the box, right? It's standard. It's the same thing that, everyone else would have. So when you start using or customizing your graphics, now you begin to kind of brand yourself and stand out from the crowd. Now, when it comes down to graphics, there's so many different programs out here that the softwares are sometimes a little daunting to use, but I've been doing it for a while now. I know a little bit of, Adobe Photoshop. That's one of the, I would say, one of the tough ones to learn. And I also use PowerPoint. I've used GIMP. That's a free version that's kind of similar to Adobe. But, for the average person, I think that's, like I said, it's just too daunting to use. But over the last couple of months, I found another software program, an online program, and it's called Canva. And Canva is one of the easiest programs that I have found to use. I mean, they have a great tutorial system for everyone. I mean, literally, it'll take you from, point A to point B. And it's just been a blessing to work with that one because, I can set up templates, which you pretty much can set up templates in any one of these programs. But like I said, I think Canva is just easier for the average everyday person. So I'm going to share my screen so we can start looking at this. All right. Okay, I think my screen is sharing now. All right, so let's just go to my blog and let's just start going over this. Okay, so when we talk about graphics, what I'm talking about are things like, okay, here's my logo, and you see my colors. You see that I pretty much have a standard template for each one of the headers on each blog post. So if we go into one, we're going to see some banners as well. And these are banners that you can easily create within Canva. And what I like about what I've done is that there is a uniform look to my blog. So if you saw, any one of my posts, you would know that that comes from me. And that's what I mean about branding yourself. Having consistency throughout your blog. And it's really, really easy to do that with Canva. So let's head on over there. And here is Canva, Canva.com. And what Canva here, what they have are all types of sizes of canvases you can use to create whatever you want. I mean, look at this, blogging, books, you can do events. Look, they even have Facebook ads. They have, you know, predefined sizes. So it kind of takes the, you know, the guesswork out of, you know, which size should you use. However, with our Kalatu Premium blogs, the sizes are a little bit different, and I'll post those in the group so you'll know what sizes to use, because most of the time you're going to come and you're going to want to use a custom canvas, and where you can put the width and the height in, okay? But let me just show you some of the templates that I use, and let's just go here. Okay, so this here, I just created a template, and if I remove some of this, let me just get rid of this. Okay, so this is the template here, and what I did was just design this so that I had, really all I have to do is change the title and put in a new picture for each one of my blog posts. And it is so simple to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a new one. And I have a template. And here's the template here. I have a template that I created. And what's great about this is that all you have to do is click this little down button and click copy. And it makes a new copy up here. And then you just click it to go into it. Okay, so here's a template, right? And, you know, what if I wanted to do, you know, a post on, I don't know, balloons. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just throwing something out there. So how about how to blow up balloons? It shows you how creative I am right now, right? Okay, so I have the template here. So now all I have to do is literally go find a picture, you know, to put in here. And I can find, I have some uploads here, and guess what? I've got some balloons. And so if I were to put this in here, what I would do is just kind of stretch it out, and since this is white, and I'll tell you something else that why I really like this. On other programs, a picture like this, you would almost have to crop it first to really get what you're trying to fit this in here. But with Canva, whatever goes outside of this canvas here, it's automatically clipped, okay? And Canva works a lot like any of, you know, like if you use PowerPoint, you know that you're dealing in layers. Everything is in layers. So here what we can do is just click back. And what I'm telling the program to do is to send this picture backwards. I want it to go behind what's here. I want it to go behind my template. And you just keep clicking backwards until there we go. So I clicked until this picture is now behind all of my elements here. And then you can just move it around, you know, do whatever you want. You can make it smaller, you know, just to fit it in there. But as you see now, it's behind it. And that is, you know, pretty much as simple as it gets. Then you can download this image and then just upload it, you know, to your blog. Okay, so let's just get a little tour of Canva. So when you go to the search button here, over here to the left, here is where they have all kinds of grids, frames, shapes. If you click them, you'll see, you know, a bunch of different grids. Now, personally, I've never used this because I don't like whatever this, you know, background is. I don't like it. So I don't really use this part at all. But then they have frames, you know, so some of these things are free and some of them, you know, cost money. But you can use these frames to create, you know, different, you know, pictures. You can bring a picture in here and, you know, just modify it and I'll show you that later. And then these are shapes. So they have a ton of different, shapes in here that you can use, and lines. Some of this stuff gets pretty cool. A lot of these lines and stuff, what you can use these for are to create infographics. Infographics are pretty hot now. And then there's, illustrations. You want to show how to do something. Well, no, not these. Oh, some of these are pretty cool, aren't they? I didn't see all of these. But look at how much you have to choose from. I mean, your mind is the only thing that would stop you from trying to create something just totally kick butt. And look at this. You have all the, Twitter graphics. I'm sorry, Twitter icons and Google Plus, Facebook. I mean, these are just really cool. And then, of course, there's photos. And a lot of these, again, are free. But then as you go down, there's quite a bit in here. And if you decide that you see a photo here that you want, and you see they're mostly all $1. I think they're all $1. You can always go and search on Google for a free picture. So you don't necessarily have to buy them. And here are some pretty cool charts. Okay. And what is this one? Oh, well, this here, you can use this like, to me, this is very similar to some of these Canva. I'm not sure if, well, let's look and see. Can you change? No, you can't change. This is, I guess, just to promote Canva, because you can't change any of the text in here. So that's cool. And then we have text. So again, they have, a bunch of, variety of text holders that you can choose from, or you can just pick plain text. They have backgrounds. Okay, and you can pick any one of these backgrounds, and if you don't like the color, you can change the color. And here is, your own uploads, and as you can see, this is pretty much all the stuff that I've uploaded here to make pictures. All right, so now this here, this template that I have, if we go back to my blog, it's actually the template that goes, it is a, what should I say, a headline, a headliner that goes inside. Let me just log in here. I've got some pop unders going on here. So let's just go here. So if I just go to one of my posts, let's just go to this one. I forgot what they call these. Oh, featured image. That's what it is. So the template that I use is for the featured image. Not only do I put the featured image here on the side, but also for Facebook. I use the same image, the same featured image for my Facebook preview. Now you don't have to. You can pick something totally different if you want. But for me, it was just easier to, use it the same, because if I post a different picture, if I put a different picture here in the Facebook preview and I post that on Facebook, and then when they click that link and they come to my blog and it's a different picture, it may cause some type of confusion. So I just keep these two uniform, and I just have, in the single view here, I have the featured image turned on. So that is the template that I'm talking about over here in Canva that I use. So let's try to create now just a blank template. And I'm just going to start what size, I'll tell you. Let me look and see what size. Okay, let's do a custom one. So for the size for a featured image is 1531 by 796. Those are some odd numbers, but that's this was listed on the Empower Network support board, and this is what I use. Okay, so here's the canvas. This is the same template that would be used for your featured image and your Facebook preview. Okay, so let's start looking at just how to create something here. Let's look for, you know, some design. Let's see, lines, shapes. Not necessarily that. Trying to find something that would be cool to make a border with. Shapes. I'm not finding what I want. Where is it? Where are they? It's not in illustrations. Well, great. The one that I want, I cannot find. Hold on one second here. Where would it be? Sorry about this. I need to find out where they... Maybe it's here. Oh, yeah. Okay. So let's say you wanted to design something for yourself, some type of template for yourself. All you need to do is pick one. And I just selected this, okay? And what you can do is you can make these, you know, as small as you want. Say you wanted to have something, you know, running along the bottom like this. And what you do is you just keep copying them over. And what I like about this, you see how I'm moving the image up and down, and there's that grid line that came across there. That's how you can line up your images so that they, you know, appear as one. Okay, so let's say if we wanted to do that all the way across the bottom. And then we wanted to create some type of header here, text header, so that you know, have uniform text, or uniform text throughout the, you know, your entire blog. So what I would do, sorry, shapes, you want shapes. I would just click this, and I'm going to leave this red because if I change it any other color, I can't see what the heck is going on. All right, you can change it after you've placed it. So here, I'm just creating like a header. And again, one thing about Canva is you can pull it slightly off the edge, and it will cut it off, you know, for you. So let's say, you know, we use this, okay? And now you want to put some text in here so you have a holder for your text. So let's just go to text, and let's just pick one. Now they have a slew of fonts you can use here. So I'll just pick that one. I have no idea how it's going to look, but I'll just pick that one. And then you can also pick your colors. You're not limited to these colors either, okay? But I'm just going to use white for right now and put it up there. And let's just say this is my headline. Okay, so another thing that I do is I take and I pull this down to the edge. And then here we can use a center, and I center it so that it would be dead in the center, you know, of my my header here. Okay, now I'm not crazy about these colors, but you know, we can change them. We can change them to anything we want. Okay, so you select a your image or your object here, and you can change colors to anything you want. If you don't like any of these colors, just click this button here and you can, you know, pick, you know, whatever you want. So let's go, okay, that almost matches that red up there. Let's just go with that. And once you put the color in there, they're there. You just have to go back and select them. All right. Now I would, let me see if I want to do this all the way across. All right, let's just do this all the way across so you can get the gist of what I'm saying. So all I'm doing is hitting copy, and it's copying it, and I'm just placing it back here. Now once you get to the end here, that's okay. Still just, you know, match it up, and again, the way this program works is going to cut it off at the end anyway. All right, so let's just say if that's your template, that's the template that you wanted to use now for your blog. Now, all you need to do is save this as your template. So this here is where you change your names at. So I'm going to call this a test template. Sorry about that. Test template. Okay, so now I've named it. So if I go back to where all of my designs are, this would be here. But there's also something missing here, which is the fact that if you took a picture right now and placed a picture in here, then you're going to get some bleed through on the bottom here. And I'll show you what I mean. So let's just grab a picture. Let's go to uploads. Here's a pretty picture here. Here's the sky. Okay, and if I were to start pulling this down, as you can see here, this red down here, it bled through, and you don't want that. At least I don't think it looks good like that. I would want to put something down there that would always show this red with a, say, a white background. So let's get rid of this picture, and we do this just by clicking. I have the picture selected, and I'm going to just delete it. What we need to put down here is something to hide the red, but not necessarily, well, that's not the word I'm looking for. Not hide it, but make it so that this, whatever picture we put on here, it goes behind it and it doesn't bleed through. And this is really a simple way. I mean, this is a simple answer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this red. Will it let me? Forget it. I'm going to use another shape. I'm just going to use another red. I'm going to put a red here. As a matter of fact, because I'm going to be working behind this red here, I'm going to change the color so that I can see it. And I'm just going to pull this over here, pull this over here. And now I'm going to pull this down here. And what I'm trying to do is I'm going to create another layer so that I can push this backwards and let the red show through at all times. So right now I'm going to make this white, but we still don't see anything. We still don't see the red that's there, so that means we have to go back. Keep clicking back until all the red is shown. Okay, and there you go. So now I have a white background behind the red. You can't see it, but it's there. But when we put a picture behind this, and I'm just going to shrink this down a little bit so it's just level with this red. Now if I go back and get that picture, we'll go back to uploads and put this picture in here, watch what happens. Okay, See, so now the picture, it's behind everything. You can clearly see your red, you know, coming through. Now, this is just you know, an example. I wouldn't per se want to use this, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what you can do to, you know, try to customize something to the way that you want. And then after that, all you do, it saves it automatically, and all you do is download. And you can say download as an image, and it's just going to put it to wherever your, you know, your download folder, wherever it's at. Okay, let's wait for this to stop. I'm actually not going to do anything with this. Okay, all right, so now let's talk about images. Let's talk about how you can find and use images, because in my experience, I see a lot of images that I want to use. I can't necessarily, well, I couldn't before I learned a few little tricks, but I would find an image and it wouldn't necessarily work out. I wasn't sure, you know, what should I be looking for. But when you go search for an image, and I started searching for some balloons, and when I search, I usually search with a PNG on it, meaning that I want to find a picture that is a PNG, whatever that means, is a .png, because the backgrounds are white. And when your background is white, you can do a whole lot with a white background. There's another little tool that I use, and I'm going to show you that in a second. But for when you want to start manipulating images and bringing them in and putting, you know, different images together, you only want the part of the image that you see. So like this image here. Now, this looks like what they call a transparent. When you see this checkered pattern here, they call that a transparency, but I found that a lot of times when I download them, they're not transparent. And I'll tell you, let me show you what the difference is between a transparent and, say, you see this has the white. It literally has a white background. Yeah, that one has a white background. But even with the transparency, a lot of times it's not necessarily transparent. So I've already pulled these in to my, I've already uploaded these. So the reason that you want to use a PNG versus anything else is really because of that white background. But even with the white background, you have to be careful. And why do I mean that? Okay, so here is the balloon picture here. So if I bring it in here and you try to put this on here, that looks like, you know, a square, a white square with balloons in it. And that's, I'm sure this is not what you want. But when you're dealing with a transparency, such as this, you see how that balloon comes in there? It blends right in with everything. The white isn't there. But not all of the time, like I said, can I always find pictures that that have this transparency on it. So what I do is I look for the PNGs, and I use another little tool to get rid of the white, and it's called Clipping Magic. And that is, it's right here. It's called Clipping Magic. And what you do is you just upload the picture and you tell the software what parts of the picture you want and what parts you don't. And then it will strip away everything else. So let's look here. Here's the balloon picture. And I've already, you know, done this. But I uploaded the picture. This is the original. And with these two little buttons, I was able to just draw a line around. The red means remove, and the green means keep. And anything that's green, you see this yellow lines going around here? That's what it's going to keep. And if you look over here, this is what the picture turned out to look like. Now, look at this picture and look at these cross hatches here, all of these checkers that was supposedly a transparent background. Look over here. This is now all transparent. What you're looking at is nothing but the background of the actual program. If you look at this black square here, there's nothing in here, and that's exactly what you want. You want to get to this point so that you can use an image like this to, you know, blend in with whatever you want. You don't want this white, all of this white background, okay? So that is clipping magic. I'll show you some more that I've done so you can get an idea of actually what it does. Okay, so this here was, I had someone do some graphics for me, but whatever I was trying to use this picture for, I didn't like the, you know, the circles, the background that was on it. And this one was a little bit more difficult to do, but it's still doable. And if you see all of these little red dots here, that's what it took to really get to this point here. So I was able to remove, you know, this background, and this was the result of it. And again, once you're done, all you do is download. You just click this button and it'll download the new result. And I'll show you one more that I did, which was this one. And if you're my friend on Facebook, you've seen this pic. So again, what you can see what I did was I just marked the red where I didn't want it. I mean, literally, I just literally marked, just like that. That's all I do, mark. And if you look over here to the left and also look over here, you're going to see where the red button is going. And then the green, I literally just, you know, did something like that. You don't want to do it a lot. You just really just need a little bit, just a little bit of the green. And see what happened? More of that. I put too much green on there, and now you see it bled through. So what I can do is just go back to red. And did you see what happened? From over here to over here, it took that red away. I mean, it took that color away. I don't know if I could back up. Let's see if I can back up. Okay, there it is. So I'm on the red, and you can see over here on the result picture, this here. And I'm going to just draw another line to get rid of it, to get rid of this. Boom. And this program is so freaking simple. You know, you can do anything. You can take away and add stuff any kind of way you want. It is to your heart's desire. You can do whatever you want with this. I really love this. I have the paid version, and don't think that it costs, you know, arm and a leg. It's literally $3.99 a month. That's it, $3.99 a month. And I think, though, if you have the free version, I think it's one of these programs where if you try to download it, like it'll, you know, it might take an hour or whatever. And I found it to be so useful that I'm like, you know, I'll just, you know, I'll get the paid version. I don't want to wait an hour. I want to get done what I want to get done. But I want you to see that you can take just about any image that you find out here. Maybe it's just a part of the image that you want, and you can use this program to, you know, clip away what you don't want, and, you know, just keep what you do. And that's exactly what I did over here, you know, with these balloons, because it literally, this image here was, what was it? This one? I forgot what image it was. One of these. Okay. See that again? This is supposed to be transparent, but it's really not. That's what this image was. But I uploaded it over to Clipping Magic, and I put this, you know, I took away what I didn't and kept what I wanted, and then I was able to create this. And this is how you want your images, you know, to be placed on anything. Now listen, what I'm explaining to you is you should be able to take this and apply this to anything, any type of graphics that you want. It doesn't necessarily have to go for the featured image. I mean, you can use this to create images for any of your social media platforms that you use, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, whatever. But I'm just showing you what I did to create some continuity on my blog as far as these templates are concerned. Okay. So anyway, this here, I'm just going to delete this, but I also want to show you some pretty cool features that Canva has. Let's go into this filter. You see these up here? You can click these and look at what it does, you know, to the picture. I mean, you can just apply different filters and really make your pictures pop, change whatever color you want. I love this. I actually love this. On a lot of pictures, I've just picked one. One of the ones that I like the best is this rose one, although it doesn't look as great on this, but you know, you just go through here and you know, it's your choice or whatever you want. I think that looks nice. I think that looks really nice. But as you can see, the rest of your the sky is not the same. So, you know, you can clearly see that these are two different pictures. And what would I do? I would do something like this. I would roll this sucker up like this and take it behind it. Now, Canva is really cool when it comes down to stuff like this. I mean, you just can't get. You try to do this with PowerPoint or you know, Adobe Photoshop. I mean, you would have a really tough time, you know, doing something, you know, so simple in one of those programs. So anyway, again, there, I think that looks, you know, pretty nice. If that was, you know, a blog post, you know, a featured image that I'd want to keep, but I think that looks pretty nice. Also, I tell you something else. If we go into some of these, like this header here, they have this transparency. Now, I personally, I love the transparency feature because when you turn it on, it makes your image look so professional. To me, it does. So what if I gave this just a little bit of transparency? It changes the color a little bit, and you know, this bleeds a little bit, but to me that's okay. I mean, it's your personal preference how you want to do it. And what if I took this image and added some transparency to it? Just slightly. I don't particularly like that, but I like it more up here, you know, in the headline. But these are all different features, you know, you can use. Now, because I like to kind of stay with color, like stay color coordinated. And let's just say that this here was white. This background here was white. Let's just turn this white. And I wanted to use some text color that kind of matched this yellow here. Well, remember I said that you can always go in here and, you know, pick your own colors, but it's kind of hard to judge it. I mean, you can do it like this if you want to, you know, until you get some color that you think blends in there. And I think this blends pretty swell. So, I mean, you can do something, you know, like that as well. Just do whatever it is that you like. It's all about what you like, just trying to make your images pop. Okay. Now, sometimes when you start using a bunch of images, you know, overlaying images, your file could get kind of big, you know, once you download it. And I use a program called Resizer. And the reason I use this to compress the size so that, you know, I'm not uploading, you know, some, you know, gazillion megabyte file to my blog. Because if you if you notice that your blog is starting to slow down, it's starting to, you know, get less and less responsive, it could be because your pictures are so huge. I mean, it takes huge in size, I should say. And I've seen this happen, you know, over and over. So what I do is I make sure before I upload my image to my blog that I compress it. So let's just say that I was going to use this one. Let's just go ahead and download it. I'm sure this one won't be that big, but you'll still get the gist of what I'm saying. Okay, so let's just get an image. Which it was this one? Yeah, it was this one. And let's just upload it and let's see what size it is. Okay. The original image is 627 kilobytes. I have no idea how big, you know, that is. But I don't want, it's telling me now that it can make this smaller by 85% by taking it down to 400 by 208 pixels. Well, that's not really what I want. I can change the width here. I think I would want to keep the width the same. Let's see what it says. If I apply the changes, it only made it 1%. Well, this isn't huge anyway. I mean, 1% smaller, but we can go a little bit smaller than that. Let's go 1200. Okay, so it's almost 20% smaller. And over time, this stuff starts to add up, you know, the sizes. So then you can just download this image, and then you can upload that, you know, to your blog. You can use it, you know, right into your featured image and your Facebook preview. At least you are keeping your image sizes down, because I know that JPEGs, to me, those can get pretty, you know, heavy, especially if you do, you know, a lot of graphics with it. So back to Canva. This is just, like I said, it's just one way of doing it. I personally, I love this. I love Canva. The simplicity is just amazing. If we actually go to they have this thing here called a design school. And if you go to tutorials, everything that is in, when we look over here at this area here, you know, the layouts and the text and the backgrounds and the uploads, they literally go over all of this. Getting started, beginner's challenge. I mean, these are literally little tests that they take you through, you know, your fonts, your colors, your images, backgrounds. I mean, it's just so freaking cool. So I would, you know, come here and, you know, start doing some of these tutorials so that you know, really get a thorough understanding of what this is. And they're really easy. They've really made this, I mean, truly easy. And there's one other thing I wanted to show you. Sometimes when you're creating images, you may come across a color that you don't even know. I mean, most of these colors in Canva, you have to, let's see, let's just go here. When you go to these colors, you're kind of spinning around, you know, this wheel here trying to get the right color. But I use a Mac. I'm not sure what this tool is on a Windows PC, but there's a tool for the Mac called Digital Color Meter. And I use this. And what I do, this is the little program here. And let's just say I wanted to get the colors, some colors in here. I wanted to make some of my colors for this graph here, this color in here, somewhere in here. So I just hover my mouse over it, and what I see is it gives me these, you know, RGB colors. So the first one, I would write these down, is red is 242, green is 160, B is 111. Okay, and then there's this tool I use, this here. And what this does is it converts the RGB to a hex code so that I can give it the code here. I can match this color. So this website is called rgb2hex.net, and I will put this inside the our group so you can see it. But all you do is put these numbers in. I copy them down: 242, green 160, and blue 111, convert to hex, and there's the color. So I'm going to take this, copy it. Oh, which one is it? Put it right here, and now it just gave me that color. So now if I wanted to, I can go here and use that color, you know, to have, you know, some blend to it if you want. And that's pretty much, you know, all that I do. If you just name, you know, each one of your templates, make sure you give it a name. Once you're done, you go back to your designs, and, you know, they're all here. If you ever want to delete, this is the same template right here. If you ever want to delete a template, you just, you know, click the down button and click delete, and it'll delete for you. Now, one thing I haven't found is a folder system. I think that they just keep everything here on your front page, and you just kind of have to scroll through it to, you know, try to figure it out. I mean, to, you know, try to go through all of your, you know, your images that you save. I mean, after a while, it's going to get pretty big. So I guess you could actually download all of these and keep them, you know, in a folder. But the only issue with that is if you ever want to go back and change it, you're going to need to recreate the whole thing all over again. And that's why I've been hesitant about deleting anything yet. But perhaps there's a part of this Canva system where it'll allow you to kind of organize your designs. I haven't found it yet, and so I'm not sure whether or not they have it. There's one other thing that I wanted to show you because someone in the group wanted to know about banners. Okay, and I created this banner right here. This is the banner that shows up. Let's go. When you go on the sidebar, that is this banner. And I'll show you how I created this one. Oh, and look at here. This is cool that it showed up. This is actually a light box. This is a light box, one of the premium plugins, and I thought this was pretty cool. I made this one as well from Canva, and I'll show you. This is kind of like a banner as well. I guess it is a banner. But I'll show you how I created these, and you won't believe it. It's so simple. And what I'm going to do, let me just give you another tip here. If you go into one of your images that you already made and you do anything to it, this program saves automatically. So if you make a slight change that you didn't want, now your image is changed forever. You're going to have to try to figure out whatever it was before. So just because of that, I am going to duplicate. Let me just close these out. I'm going to duplicate an image before I go into it. So let's go here. Let's go to this first one, and let's copy this one. And there it is. Now I don't care about messing it up. Okay, so this here is nothing but some text. This is more text. This is just, that circle there is just a shape. More text, and this here is just a button. So if I start moving this stuff off of the screen, you'll see. Again, you see how easy this is? This is just a picture. And this picture just has, I think I put transparency on this. Yeah, a little bit of transparency on it. And I'll show you how. Let's just, my computer is locking up. Come on. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to show you how I did this. Okay, this picture here, I found a picture on Google. I just Googled a picture with people laughing. And this actually has a filter on it. So let's just go back to normal. That's really what the picture looks like. If you were to shrink it down, this is the picture right here. Okay, and all I did was stretched it out, trying to find a good spot where this picture could go. I just stretched. Let's see if I can pull it down a little bit more. Okay, so that picture now fills this entire canvas. And then I went, and remember I told you I love this filter called Rose. I put that rose color on there. But you can, if you want, you can apply whatever one you want. But like I said, I like the rose. So I'm going to go back and stick with the rose. And then once I did that, I created just took a shape. And I put this shape over it. And let's see, it's okay, and I chose the color like that. And I put that color over it. And then I went to transparency. It was just that simple. You see how that gives that like a hue, it's almost like you can see through it. And that's all that was. And then I don't know. I think I got rid of that text. But then I just went and put text up here. Just made it white and put my text up here. And when I wanted I had a circle there. Let's go to shapes. Just a circle. Just make it small, make it whatever size you want. And let's pick a color. This was white. Okay. And then I wanted some more text. Let's get some more text. I'm gonna get smaller. Oh, that's too small. I don't like that. How about that size? And then I put the is in there. And I made this that color so that it blends right in. It looks like it's part of, or it looks like the picture is kind of bleeding through this circle. And I mean, really, that's all it was to it. Put your text on here, and let me show you how I created a button. They have buttons on here. I wasn't really happy with some of these buttons. I wanted a more 3D look to it. So I used a program, another online program called Cool Text. And what you do here is you just pick a button and you kind of design it. Now let me see if they have, where's the buttons at? Oh, like this. You can modify modify this any way you want. So now this looks, looks awful small to me. So I would, try to figure out, okay, here's a width. What is this? Width 14. I don't know. I'm gonna go with I don't know, 300. Height. Let's take it 200. Let's see what that does. Maybe that's still not big enough. How about 400? I'm just guessing here, and 300. And I think I want a rounded one like that. And then you can put whatever text you want on here. Click here, more info. And I'm going to change this text to something, I don't know, let's use a sans. They've got a million different sans. And just for time's sake, I'm just going to pick one. I'm going to pick that. And here you can adjust, your text size, here. Oops. Oh. How about that? The color is white, and they have a little shadow on it, a black shadow. Now your fill color, you can change it, and I just, went with some type of green. Okay, and render effect 3-dimensional. That's good. It has a mirror already on it, and what you could do is you just play around with this until you design something that you like. I mean, this is really all it's about, is designing something that you like. You play, there's so many different options here. I mean, what I like, you might not like. But anyway, and then you just say create button. And I would download the image. You can't, I wouldn't try to direct link this. I would just download the button and then upload it to Canva. So if we go here and we look at my uploads, I got a button here somewhere, and there's my button. So I'll get rid of this. This is the button. Maybe that one's a little big. I made a couple of different buttons. Just do whatever looks nice, whatever you feel, looks nice. And that's pretty much, all it is to it. Just play around with it, explore it, come up, try different hues, just use everything that they have in here. Now, I would just play with this as much as I could. I mean, I've given you, enough for you to try to get in here and do, do some, some customized graphics for yourself. The only thing that you're missing right now are the image sizes for the Kalatu blog. So what I'll do is I will again post those inside of the our team group. And the light the what do you call it, the light box, that was actually the same as well. So let me copy that. That was very similar to this. So if we go into the light box, there was, again, this was made the exact same way that the other banner was. I mean, if we look at this again, I have a transparency on here. I have a filter on the picture. I have a button and some text. That is it. That's all this is. And then I just downloaded this and uploaded it to my my blog. That's it. And that's what you see. This here is this. So all of this is, like I said, it's pretty simple. That's why I really, really like Canva. Get in here and take a look at the design school, and go through some of these tutorials. You will find a wealth of information in here. You might learn something that I don't even know. And that's how we help each other. You learn something, I learn something, and we collaborate together, and we spread the wealth. So anyway, I am going to end this. I hope you've gotten something out of it. If you got any questions, just let me know. And this is Sonia Davis, and you guys have a good evening.